miles. And a fire explodes in size near Zintel Creek Canyon, sending nearly 30 acres up in flames.
And it's a cooler and, well, windy start to your work week. I'll get you prepared for what's to come in my first alert weather forecast.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Good Monday morning, everyone. Good Monday morning, Jill.
Good Monday morning to you. I can hardly believe it's only 5 a.m. with how bright it is outside.
It is bright, and can you believe we're just a week away from Memorial Day?
No.
My goodness.
Unofficial start of summer.
It is the unofficial start to summer. How was your weekend? Everything good?
It was great. Went to Seattle to a wedding. It was lovely.
Excellent.
How was your weekend?
It was good. Just hot Saturday, much cooler yesterday, and that cooling trend continues into today. Let's take a look outside, and as Jill says, woo, it is quite bright out there for this time of year. So just a beautiful morning, but you're going to want a little bit of a windbreaker or a jacket this morning. Those winds are kicking up and it feels very chilly out there, especially compared to what we saw late last week and into Saturday. So we are mostly clear throughout our areas, a little bit of shower activity in the Cascades, but our area is looking to stay dry today. Plenty of sunshine, but highs mid to lower 70s for most of our areas. Ellensburg, you're going to be in the mid to upper 60s today. So much cooler conditions today and tomorrow, and then we'll see a little bit of growth in our temperatures as we move towards Friday. But a cool weekend, a cool Memorial Day weekend is on the way. And again, quite breezy today. Those winds are going to continue for your Monday, and then we'll see some slowing of that overnight. I'm going to get you ready for your work week in my full forecast. That's coming up. But for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
A large brush fire broke out south of Yakima yesterday in the 300 block of Parker Bridge Road. According to Yakima County Fire District 5, the fire was burning along the Yakima River and the flames were visible from I-82. The fire burned multiple trailers, a log deck, and other items. Multiple stations responded to the fire and received assistance from Yakima Nation Fire Management. The Washington State Department of Natural Resources had a helicopter on site doing water drops. And a 1,000-acre wildfire is now contained after burning on the Hanford site Sunday. According to Benton County Fire District Number 1, the fire started when a thunderstorm rolled through the area. Hanford employees were asked to use alternate routes to access the site, but by Sunday evening, the Department of Energy announced the wildland fire had been contained and road access had been restored. One home and one shed have been called a total loss in a fire that broke out at Zintel Creek Canyon yesterday evening. According to officials, the fire was originally the size of an SUV that quickly got out of hand due to heavy wind conditions. Kennewick Deputy Fire Chief Michael Hefner said 20 to 30 acres have been burnt so far, but the blaze is now contained and under control. It is not yet known what caused the fire.
We are urging everyone to stay out of the Zintel Canyon Park. We recognize that there are folks that are interested in what has happened down there, but because of the danger and the risk of tree branches and other snags falling or branches that may be smoldering and other vegetation on the ground, just strongly caution folks to stay out of the area.
And again, we don't yet know what caused the fire. Fire investigators have released what they believe to be the cause of a fatal house fire in Findlay Saturday. Fire crews from the Kennewick Fire Department and Benton County Fire District 1 arrived at a house fire on the 22,000 block of East Bryson Brown Road just before 10:30 p.m. Firefighters had to use bolt cutters to open a gate and enter the home. First responders say they found the body of a woman when they went into the home. They attempted to revive her for over half an hour. However, she died at the scene. Investigators say they believe a fan in the kitchen caused the fire and that they don't know if the home had working smoke detectors. A brown bear was shot and killed by a police officer after it wandered into the city of Moxie Saturday. Authorities say the police officer responded near the 6,000 block of Miras Road after witnesses reported they had spotted a bear. Officers with the State Department of Fish and Wildlife were sent to assist. Authorities say the bear continued to wander the area until it began moving towards an open business in the area. After talking with officials from Fish and Wildlife, the decision was made to kill the bear in order to protect the large number of people in the area. The officer shot and killed the bear. The body was then turned over to officers with Fish and Wildlife. According to Washington State Patrol, a trooper was involved in a shooting on Interstate 82 just after 6 a.m. on Sunday. State Patrol said the trooper stopped to help a disabled motorist who was pulled off on the shoulder near Badger Canyon exit. WSP says within several minutes there were shots fired at the scene. The individual and the trooper were not shot, and the individual was taken into custody. WSP says the trooper involved is now on paid administrative leave per WSP policy. A bicyclist is dead after he was hit by a vehicle and left on the sidewalk in Kennewick. Authorities have identified the victim as 32-year-old Terry Barnhart. Officers with KPD were called to the 2600 block of West 4th Avenue just after 4 a.m. Saturday. The caller allegedly told officers they found Barnhart unconscious and bleeding on the sidewalk with a bicycle next to him. By the time officers arrived, the witness said another man had come, said he knew Barnhart and was going to take the bicycle from the scene and hold on to it for him. The man then left the area. Barnhart died on the sidewalk. Investigators have asked that whoever came and took the bicycle from the scene return it to them so it can be processed for evidence. The bicycle was described as a style of mountain bike that had been recently spray painted blue in color. The 2-year-old boy who disappeared from a Boise suburb Thursday has been found. 2-year-old Rudy Reyes was found safe after police say he was kidnapped by his father. While Rudy has been located, his father, Rodolfo Reyes, is still a wanted fugitive. And Nampa police are asking citizens to call their nearest law enforcement agency if he is seen. A mother and her 2 sons are among the people who have been arrested for a Richland homicide that happened on New Year's Eve. 19-year-old Felipe Manjarrez Jr. of Sunnyside is facing a murder charge in the shooting death of 21-year-old Michael Castorino Jr. Manjarrez's 16-year-old brother was also arrested on suspicion of unlawful possession of a firearm. Rosalina Guzman, the mother of the 2 boys, is facing a charge of rendering criminal assistance. Guzman and Manjarrez were found in Oklahoma. Police say the U.S. Marshals Service helped track them there shortly after the killing. Police say they will be taken back to Benton County to face their charges. Another person, 17-year-old Rafael Torres Tepet of Kennewick, is also in jail, charged with the murder of Castorino. The Yakima Association of Faith Communities held a moment of blessing Friday near Lewis and Fairbanks Avenues in Yakima, where a 33-year-old man was killed last week. Police have been searching for answers as to who shot and killed Ramiro Camacho and why they did it. They say they have no reason to believe it was gang-related at this time. His family is begging anyone with information to come forward.
Put yourself in our shoes. Put yourself in the shoes of all the victims and really see how you would feel in this situation.
The family has a GoFundMe set up to help them pay for the funeral expenses. If anyone has any information about Ramiro's death, call YPD Detective Gronwald at 509-576-6597. We'll return in just a moment, but first, Jason Valentine joins us live now for another quick look at weather.
Folks, we had a little of everything over the weekend. We have a pretty calm Monday ahead, but my goodness, make sure you have a bit of a jacket on this morning. The winds are making things chilly. I'll get you ready for your work week and beyond in my first alert weather forecast coming right up.
And a new multi-agency unit in the Spokane Police Department is taking a different approach to handling addiction and mental health crises. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Whether you're looking for your next houseplant, getting those spring flowers in the ground, or planting your dream garden landscape, Queensgate Gardens is the place to go. Queensgate Gardens in Richland. Let's grow together.
Memorial Aquatic Park in Pasco will be open Memorial Weekend, Saturday to Monday, 1 to 5:45 p.m. to kick off the summer swim season. Stop by this weekend and register to win a family season pass, good for a family of 4, sponsored by Dairygold. Cool off with us this weekend at Memorial Aquatic Park in Pasco for all the fun. Learn more at PascoParksandRec.com. Get fit, have fun, do more with Pasco Parks and Rec.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Craving Rock My World bold flavors only Taco Time can deliver? Congratulations! Crushing your craving just got easier. Taco Time, online and on demand. Dream delivered. You're welcome. When you know what you want, anytime is Taco Time.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Hurry in and save up to $200 on a set of 4 tires, plus get an extra $50 off with financing. Les Schwab Tires.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, 1 sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
No, you hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Welcome back. It's 5:12 and this Monday morning. Well, Washington State has been trying for years to balance community safety with sensitive and productive responses to people who are struggling with drug addiction or mental health crises. Advocates say simply putting people in jail isn't a good solution for anyone. The Spokane Police Department has created a multi-agency unit to find that balance. Robin Nance got to ride along with an officer and see how the unit operates.
Male running into the street, taking his shirt off, throwing things at passing cars. They believe he's tweaking. It could be drugs, it could be mental health.
This is exactly the kind of call Spokane Senior Police Officer Richie Plunkett is here for. He spends a lot of his time in places like this, looking for people in crisis and following up with those he's helped before. Most officers don't have time for this kind of follow-up, but Officer Plunkett is a member of the Behavioral Health Unit, or BHU. It's made up of Spokane and Spokane Valley police officers, county deputies, and mental health counselors from Frontier Behavioral Health. Sometimes those counselors ride along with the officer or deputy.
It's nice to be able to bounce stuff off them.
He and his team work closely with the local shelters, homeless advocates, substance abuse treatment facilities, and hospitals.
The biggest issue we're dealing with is co-occurring disorders. So most of the time, the co-occurring is a substance use disorder with some sort of mental health disorder.
Whereas our patrol officers and deputies in the field are often in Band-Aid mode.
Sergeant Jason Hartman oversees the BHU for the police department. He says being homeless or mentally ill is not a crime and shouldn't be treated like it.
Our goal is to basically long-term to provide people that are struggling with mental illness with services, treatment, put them in contact so they can get treatment.
But there are times when those in crisis knowingly commit crimes and need to be held accountable, especially when domestic violence is involved, other violent crimes, or serious property damage.
There's no trespassing signs all over here, and then you get charged, and I don't want you to get charged. Are you looking to get into some sort of services?
The unit is paid for through a Washington State grant, and SPD tells me it's a model for other crisis units across the country.
When we start interweaving services, whether it's public safety, nonprofits, hospitals, it works out a lot better. It's a more effective system because without having these connections, we're just going to continue to have a broken system.
And they said the Behavioral Health Unit contacted nearly 5,000 people last year, and 8 out of the 10 cases ended up in something other than a person going to jail. Coming up today, the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students is set to appear in court for the first time since January. And folks, I'll return with your first alert weather forecast. We got quite the week ahead. Stick around. You're watching Good Morning Northwest.
Next Live, Julia Louis-Dreyfus plus Leslie Bibb. And Tuesday, the American Idol winner performs in studio, live.
Today at 9 on Cap KVUE.
At the Blue Mountain Station Cooperative in Dayton, Washington, we offer you the Pacific Northwest's finest local products. Fresh baked goods, locally grown produce, artisan cheese, fresh roasted coffee, wine, honey, and so much more. We invite you to explore Dayton today.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Make your first move with battery power made by Steel. Right now, save $50 on the FSA 57 battery trimmer. Real Steel. Find yours.
Homeowners, Washington is moving to renewable power. Consider an investment in green energy. Rooftop solar with Solar Power Northwest, a true one-stop shop. Solar Power Northwest, a better way to solar.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Monday morning means GMA at 7A. And this morning, a rock star icon, after being brutally attacked, opens up for the first time in a world exclusive. Plus, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is here live. So good. This morning on
Good morning, America.
A lake, a river, and a canal. Fly the Northwest. Cap KVUE Local News at 6 Tuesday. Now, Cap KVUE First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And folks, a pretty nice start to our day, but we are seeing some winds kicking up, so it is a bit chilly out there, especially compared to what we saw late last week into Saturday. So we are much cooler today, blustery Monday, but we are warming towards Friday. And then we are going to cool down a bit, a little warmer though than today for our weekend. So I'll get to that in a bit. So let's take a look at our current temperatures, and we're in the lower 50s to upper 40s. First time we've cracked the 40s in about a week or so. So chilly conditions this morning comparatively to what we saw. And again, you may want to put on a little bit of a coat this morning. With those winds, it is making things a little bit frigid. Now, good news, our air quality has returned to the good zone. So we still have a little bit of moderate air quality up in the Spokane area and the panhandle of Idaho. But for right now, we're keeping that smoke out of the region. And it looks like our winds are going to keep helping us keep the smoke from the Canadian wildfires out of our area. So as we move into today and tomorrow, we're going to be below our average for the first time in some time. We've been averaging very warm temperatures in May. Then we'll just slowly warm up as we head into Friday and into our weekend. So do get ready for warm conditions to be back, but nowhere near what we saw, especially on Saturday, those mid to upper 90s. So we are going to get those 80s really for the first time. We went from the 70s to the 90s almost immediately. So now we get to experience the 80s. Skywatch radar, we are free and clear this morning. Another beautiful morning, folks, and not as much haze as we saw last week. Still a little bit of haze out there. As we move along in our morning hours, maybe a hint of cloud coverage here and there. And folks, if we see a quick spritz or two, it will be very, very quick. That'll move on. And then tomorrow morning, we're looking at just beautiful conditions yet again. And then we'll see a little bit of shower activity possible Tuesday evening. Other than that, though, again, little hit and run showers. We are looking very nice for pretty much the week ahead. So as we move into our evening hours, we do expect to see winds to continue right around the mid-teens, mid to lower teens, a little bit lighter along the Blue Mountain region, 27 in Ellensburg, 6 in Yakima. So we're going to average around 15 or so mile per hour, a little heavier in Ellensburg. As we move into tomorrow and into Wednesday, we're going to see those winds bottom out. Then as we move into our weekend, we'll see them slowly pick up. It's still right around 10 miles per hour. So really right now is as windy as it's going to get, and those will slow down as the sun goes down tonight. So our highs today, we're in the lower 70s for the Yakima Valley, a chilly 65 for Ellensburg. As we move into the mid-Columbia, mid to lower 70s as well. And in the Blue Mountain region, we're right in those 71 for Walla Walla and 68 for Pendleton. So folks, quite a chilly morning and chilly day. So again, make sure you possibly have that jacket. So as we move into our work week, we're going to be slightly warmer tomorrow for Yakima, and then just building up towards the mid 80s for Thursday, pretty much into your weekend. Very nice conditions on the way. If we see any shower activity, it'll be very quick. Overnight lows return to the 50s as we get to Wednesday, late night. Tri-Cities area, mid-70s through tomorrow. Then we'll slowly build up to that warmer weekend. And folks, plenty of sunshine, my goodness, is on the way. So folks, a much chillier Monday today with a bit of breeze. So make sure you bundle up a bit comparatively for this time of year as you head out the door.
Today, for the first time since January, we'll see the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students appear in court. He's expected to face a judge with the victims' family members looking on. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, 28-year-old Brian Kohberger, the man suspected of killing 4 University of Idaho students last November, is set to be arraigned after a grand jury last week indicted him on charges related to the murders of Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, and Madison Mogan. Kohberger is expected to plead not guilty to 4 charges of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary.
Right now, although we seem to have mounting evidence against Mr. Kohberger, it's still anyone's game because there's a lot of information that the defense is going to hold and not release to the public.
Authorities say Kohberger orchestrated and carried out the attack, then returned to work pursuing his PhD in criminology before making a cross-country trip home to Pennsylvania with his father. Kohberger was pulled over twice along the way.
Okay.
After a month-long investigation, Kohberger was arrested. Investigators saying they matched his DNA to that found on a leather knife sheath found at the crime scene.
We have a search warrant for the building!
Authorities searched his apartment in Pullman, Washington, less than 10 miles from the murder scene. Prosecutors amassing more than 20,000 pieces of evidence, including a pillow and mattress cover they say tested presumptive positive for blood. The big mystery that remains, the motive. We could hear more on that today. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
If Kohberger does enter a not guilty plea, the court will schedule his trial. If convicted, he could face the death penalty. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, with the weather heating up, it's important to be on the lookout for mosquitoes. How scientists believe they may have found what attracts the blood-sucking insects next.
100% ribeye beef in a burger. Yep, 100% ribeye beef in a burger. My Ribeye Steakhouse burgers, all the flavor of a juicy ribeye steak in a burger. Did I mention they're made with 100% ribeye beef?
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Your hometown store has a wide selection of everything egg-related. Plus, we're the largest Purina dealer in Hermiston. Products you trust from people who care. Northwest Farm Supply in Prosser, Hermiston, and Othello.
4.9% APR for 36 months plus $1,500 purchase allowance on an XT5 and XT6 when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
When great food meets delivery, people just smile. Taste and See Deli in Yakima offers delicious catering that's home cooked like family. And whether you need a dozen box lunches or 100 breakfast burritos, we've got you covered. Give us a call or stop by. Taste and See Deli.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the heat and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Cut your ties to the fuel pump with an all-electric vehicle from Overturf Kia. You'll find a great selection of new vehicles in stock now. Lease a 2023 all-electric Kia EV6 Wind with all-wheel drive for just $579 per month or purchase for $53,849. Take delivery today or reserve a car that's on its way. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Electrifying rock stars from the original cast of the Broadway production now in concert. This is Broadway's Rock of Ages Band. Live and in concert. Friday, July 21st at Legends Casino Hotel. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Broadway's Rock of Ages Band, performing the monster hits that helped define the 80s.
My legendary mozzarella sticks are back, and they come with, wait for it, keep waiting, marinara sauce. You asked for it, you got it. You can thank me later. Get them as part of my mini munchies for just $3.50.
E.T. followed by Extra tonight at 7 on Cap KVU.
Welcome back. Scientists think they have found out what draws mosquitoes to humans.
All right.
A scientific report published Friday reveals the different chemicals in body odor that attract the blood-sucking insects.
To do this, researchers built an ice rink-sized testing area and pumped in the scents of different people for hundreds of mosquitoes. Researchers found the mosquitoes were most attracted to airborne carboxylic acids, including a compound present in stinky cheeses such as Limburger.
At the same time, the insects seem to be deterred by the chemical eucalyptal, which is present in plants. They believe the study could one day help in developing mosquito lures or repellents.
Scientists focused on a species of mosquito found in the sub-Saharan Africa. For their research, the species is known for transmitting malaria, though none of the insects used in this study were infected. When I was little, I got eaten alive by mosquitoes. I was at Cedar Lake, Montana, and my entire back was covered.
You must have had the right smell for them.
I think I did. I stank just perfectly for them. But again, kids are resilient, so
yes.
I was fine. Quick look outside, everyone. It is going to be a pretty darn gorgeous day. But what does the rest of the week have in store? I'll have that in my first alert weather forecast.
And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the Republican presidential race is starting to get a little crowded after the newest politicians announced their intention to run for the presidency. And after being unable to find a solution in their meeting yesterday, President Biden and Speaker McCarthy are expected to meet again today to come to an agreement on the debt ceiling.
In today's Tech Bites, Instagram is back up and running after a global outage. The company blames the hours-long outage yesterday on a technical issue. Meanwhile, Instagram's parent company, Meta, is working on a Twitter clone. It's expected to launch this summer as a standalone text-based app that will partially integrate within Instagram. In response to the news, Twitter's new CEO tweeted, "Game on." DoorDash is being taken to court accused of charging iPhone users higher delivery fees than Android customers. In one example, the same order from a Panera Bread was charged a 99-cent expanded range fee, but not on an Android device. DoorDash calls the lawsuit baseless. And finally, Apple is reportedly planning to sell Nike merchandise from its hit show Ted Lasso through its online store. Bloomberg says it will include AFC Richmond jerseys, shirts, and scarves. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Gillette presents the Gillette Labs with Exfoliating Bar. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris that gets in the way of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke. All with a lifetime warranty. And if you want to keep the beard, use King C Gillette, a lineup of products designed to cleanse, soften, trim, and style for your best beard. Gillette, the best a man can get.
With Allegra, allergies don't hold us back. Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. And unlike Zyrtec, it won't make us drowsy, so you can live your greatness. And Allegra Hives works from the inside to relieve itching and reduce hives for 24 hours.
My cholesterol is borderline. I figure I can worry about it or do something about it. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free with guaranteed potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic.
The 2024 presidential race is starting to heat up with a few more individuals throwing their hat into the ring. And President Biden and Speaker McCarthy are planning on another meeting today after being unable to come to an agreement on how to tackle the debt ceiling.
And it's a cooler and windy start to our work week, but I'll get you prepared for what's to come in my first alert weather forecast.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Good Monday morning. Welcome to the work week. Good Monday, Jill.
Good Monday to you.
Oh my goodness, we had a little everything over the weekend.
Yes, we sure did.
It's very hot on Saturday and then pretty cool yesterday. It's even cooler today, but we'll slowly warm up as we move along in the week. Let's take a look outside on this Monday morning. And folks, you're going to want to grab a jacket. We have winds this morning as well. It's making things very chilly, at least for this time of year, especially compared to or considering what we saw last week. Free and clear on our Skywatch radar as we move along in our morning hours. A little bit of shower activity over in the Snoqualmie Pass area. So if you're headed over to the west side, you are going to run into a little bit of rainfall. So as we move along in the day, we have plenty of sunshine today. We also have plenty of winds. Most of them will be mid to upper teens. We could even see heavier winds in Ellensburg today. We're already seeing it in the mid-20s right now. And we see just chilly conditions, mid to lower 70s, even a couple of mid to upper 60s. Ellensburg and Pendleton, you fall into that range. But plenty of sunshine today. We're going to be staying cool to start our work week into tomorrow. Then we're going to build up our temperatures towards our Friday and our weekend. So I'll get you ready for that and let you know when this winds will slow down as our air quality improved from last week. That's my full forecast coming up. But for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
Another presidential candidate is throwing his hat into the ring today. Donald Trump may be the GOP frontrunner, but this senator hopes to change that. And he's already armed with millions of dollars in campaign cash. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the details.
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is expected to officially kick off his campaign for president today. He's already picked up an endorsement from John Thune, the number 2 Republican in the Senate. It comes as polls show former President Trump remains the leading contender for the Republican nomination. But Senator Bill Cassidy predicts Trump cannot win a general election, citing performances by Trump-endorsed candidates in the midterm elections last year.
Georgia, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Arizona. That the candidates for Senate that Trump endorsed all lost. If past his prologue, that means President Trump is going to have a hard time in those swing states, which means that he cannot win a general election.
Cassidy, who voted to convict Trump after impeachment, pointed to, quote, formidable opponents, naming Tim Scott as one of them.
The chance of us backing down from that is 0.
Meanwhile, sources say Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to announce his campaign for president Wednesday, likely in a video on social media. The NAACP over the weekend issued a formal travel advisory for Florida, accusing the state, under DeSantis' leadership, of being hate-inspired toward African Americans, people of color, and LGBTQ+ individuals. DeSantis recently signed laws to block funding for college diversity programs and limit classroom discussion about sexual orientation and gender identity. He previously called the proposed travel advisory a joke.
But I'm not wasting my time on your stunts, okay?
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Tim Scott will enter the race with more cash on hand than any other presidential candidate in U.S. history. That's because he has $22 million left in his campaign bank account from his Senate run. President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy are set to meet today to resume debt ceiling talks. The two spoke by phone yesterday as Biden was returning from the G7 meeting in Japan. McCarthy says their conversation was productive. Republicans have been seeking spending cuts in the federal budget in exchange for their support to raise the nation's borrowing limit. Sunday, Biden acknowledged significant disagreement with Republicans in some negotiation areas. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen recently warned that the U.S. could default on its obligations as soon as June 1st if Congress doesn't find a solution. That could reportedly result in an economic collapse and the loss of millions of jobs.
Look, there's no agreement on anything. We've all said our piece about where we are, and we're trying to find common ground to get this done.
Jason Valentine is here now with a look at your forecast.
All right, folks, we are starting our work week, and it is sunny, but it is a tad chilly this morning. I'll get you ready for your work week in my first alert weather forecast that's coming right up.
And new reports on last year's historic travel delays indicate that it wasn't just the airlines that were at fault, and now the FAA is scrambling to address the problem ahead of an expectedly busy travel season.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
At Vapiano, we invite you to slow down, enjoy the journey. Make a reservation today. Taste wine where it's created. Sample a variety of wines from Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, and make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estates, Walla Walla.
This all-new Aria is an elegant EV.
Yeah, with 389 horsepower. And all-wheel drive.
It's beautiful.
It's a beast.
It's electric.
With an edge.
Oh, let's go with that.
Get a low $429 per month lease or get 2.99% financing for 36 months on the all-new Aria.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
Craving Rock My World bold flavors only Taco Time can deliver? Congratulations! Crushing your craving just got easier. Taco Time, online and on demand. Dream delivered. You're welcome. When you know what you want, anytime is Taco Time.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, stunning smiles for the whole family.
Pasco Parks and Rec invites you to join in and get involved. They offer a variety of summer classes and programs for all ages, preschool to adult and everyone in between. There's a class, event, or program this summer just for you. Register, reserve, or inquire today. Join all the special events Pasco Parks and Recreation has to offer all summer long. Learn more at PascoParksandRec.com. Get fit, have fun, do more with Pasco Parks and Rec.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Portion of Cap KV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. It's 5:39 on this Monday morning. Well, with Memorial Day weekend approaching, so is the start of what's expected to be an especially busy summer for air travel. With that in mind, there's new reporting on the origins of some of the massive travel delays last summer. It is not, at least not in this case, the airlines. Instead, the trouble came from a part of the system that most passengers never see. And as Pete Montaigne reports, it could cause fresh trouble again this summer.
It was the summer of air travel meltdowns. Figures from flight tracking site FlightAware showed that last Memorial Day to Labor Day, airlines in the U.S. canceled 55,000 flights and delayed 500,000 more.
It was horrible.
A flight gets canceled, then it's really tough to get on another one.
It is frustrating.
The blame was mostly put on the airlines, which was mostly right.
The airlines need to be prepared to service the tickets that they sell.
But now CNN has learned from internal documents obtained through a Freedom of Information Act request that thousands of those flight delays were triggered by repeated short staffing at one federal air traffic control facility in Florida. The Federal Aviation Administration's Jacksonville Center facility is responsible for controlling airspace used by nearly every commercial flight arriving and departing at Florida's busiest airports. CNN found that last summer it was short-staffed during more than 200 shifts. Documents reveal over 7 weeks, the FAA believed staffing problems delayed a total of 4,622 flights, nearly 1 in 10 of all delays statewide.
It has just a domino effect throughout the industry.
At Tampa International Airport, Executive Vice President of Operations John Tillikos began monitoring the staffing problems as passengers began getting stranded. In June, he wrote the FAA saying, "What's odd to me is that the only FAA facility that seems to be having staffing issues is Jacksonville Center."
And obviously ask the question, what are you going to do about it? What is the FAA doing to address the issue so that we can get our operational dependability back on track?
In one message, one senior FAA official gave a blunt assessment to FAA Acting Chief Billy Nolan. "I don't believe we have any excuse other than a straight-up shortage of certified controllers in multiple areas."
In many ways, the FAA is rudderless.
Paul Rinaldi is the former president of the union that represents air traffic controllers. Also revealed in the documents, a whistleblower complaint alleging overworked Jacksonville controllers. The FAA now tells CNN that it has changed leadership at the facility.
It's a very demanding profession. They have to be 100% of the time.
The FAA has vowed to hire 1,500 new controllers this year and 1,800 next year. But the agency is also warning issues will not be fixed fast. With another key facility in New York roughly half-staffed, the FAA says delays at the area's 3 major airports could rise by 45% this summer.
We own our part. The industry will own their part. It will take all of us working together.
And this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, is shaping up to be a busy one. AAA predicts that airports will likely be busier than in 2019. That was before the pandemic. In fact, U.S. air travel hit a new pandemic-era record on Friday. The Transportation Security Administration says it screened more than 2.6 million people at airports nationwide. That number represents a 10% increase over the same day last year and tops the previous pandemic mark of last year's Sunday after Thanksgiving. The record also sets the stage for what's expected to be a busy Memorial Day travel period. AAA predicts air travel will be 11% higher than the same weekend in 2019. United and American Airlines expect to serve 2.9 million passengers during the holiday weekend. Delta just a bit below that. Americans' thirst to fly again comes as airlines say they'll be ready to handle the crush of flyers through the summer. Coming up, fires have been popping up all over our area, and when we come back, Riley Fitzgerald shows us how firefighters attempt to stop fires even before they start. And I'll return with your first alert weather forecast. Folks, it's a chilly morning. Make sure you bundle up at least a bit. All of your forecasts coming up next on Good Morning Northwest.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
If you're hurt at work, your life can go into a downward spiral.
You're injured. You can't work. Your bills are piling up.
But winning workers' compensation benefits isn't easy.
You're the underdog.
We'll fight labor and industries to get you the workers' compensation benefits you deserve.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630. Bothwell and Hamill.
This is how legends 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $2,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your community Chevy dealers.
From Camp Keyview, Apple Valley Eats.
Well, I think what you'll find at Coyote Canyon, we have, not only some of the best and most consistent wines, and it's our goal to have just a really good time, and our staff wants to show all our customers a good time. So we also have a lot of different events, and so if you come in, our staff will definitely show you a good time while you taste some of the best wines, not only in Washington, but probably in the world.
So yeah, we're pretty unique in the fact that we grow over 26 varietals at our vineyard, and we make about 20 of them here at the winery. We love food and wine. With all the different wines that we have basically a pairing for kind of anything that you're going for. For me, probably my favorite pairing would be our Bozak Red Blend. Give me a nice cut of steak with that, grilled potatoes, grilled asparagus, and I'm good to go.
My wife has been, as you can see on all the walls, continues to paint a lot of pictures, and a few years ago we started doing an artist series. It's a beautiful picture that my wife painted of those horses on that slope of the Horse Heaven Hills.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Now, Cap Keyview First Alert weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Look at the beauty we have already this morning. Much less haze than we saw at the end of our last work week, and just nicer conditions, but chillier conditions. And we do have winds as well. So we have a blustery Monday, but we are warming towards Friday and into our weekend. But we're going to be below our average for the next couple of days. So current temperatures, we are in the lower 50s to upper 40s. So this is about the coolest morning we've had in definitely about 2 weeks or so. Now, good news, we're looking at much better air quality throughout our areas. We were mired in the moderate zone on Friday, but over the weekend we saw winds shift and got the, again, wildfires from Canada out of the region, and looking much nicer today. And those winds look to continue to keep that smoke out. So hopefully that is the case. So our temperature trend for the next couple of days, we're going to be below our average, and then we're going to start to warm up as we head into Wednesday and into our weekend. So looking very nice. And again, we pretty much went from the 70s to the 90s. So this time we're going from the 70s into the 80s. So it's going to be warm, folks, and above average, just not as toasty as it was, especially on Saturday. So on our Skywatch radar, we have a little bit of shower activity in the Cascades and Snoqualmie Pass area. Other than that, we're staying dry, so do be aware of that if you're heading over to the west side. On our Futurecast, we're going to see a little bit of cloud coverage today, and maybe the slightest of slight little bits of shower activity, but it would be very quick if it even shows up. And as we move into tomorrow morning, my goodness, just beautiful conditions. Then we'll see just a hint of shower activity possible in the evening hours. But other than that, folks, looking beautiful, and again, beautiful for your Wednesday morning. So expect to see gorgeous conditions for your morning hours this week. So as we head into our later morning hours, we're seeing, again, winds mid to upper teens, even some 20s in there, Toppenish and Prosser. We were 27 mile per hour winds in Ellensburg just an hour ago. So we do have blustery conditions. These winds will remain mid to upper teens. They'll slow down as we get to our overnight period, pretty much when the sun goes down tonight. And those winds will continue to slow down into Wednesday and then pop back up to around 10 miles per hour into our weekend, giving us a little bit of breeze with those warmer temperatures. Highs today, we haven't seen them this cold in quite some time. Lower 70s for the Yakima Valley, and look at Ellensburg at 65. My goodness. As we move over into the mid-Columbia, we do expect to see those warmer conditions. We're right in the mid to lower 70s pretty much across the board. And as we head over into the Blue Mountain region, we're chilly as well. 71 Walla Walla, 68 for Pendleton. Whew. All right, folks, your 7-day forecast. We're going to slowly warm up in the 70s for Yakima and nice conditions ahead. And then we'll get to those mid-80s for Thursday and into our weekend. Overnight lows return to those 50s as we get to Wednesday late night. In the Tri-Cities area, mid-70s today and tomorrow. So tomorrow, almost a carbon copy, just less wind tomorrow. Back to the 80s Wednesday and then upper 80s as we get to Thursday and into our weekend. And look at all of this sunshine on the way. Should be a gorgeous week. If we see any shower activity, it will be very quick. And really today is our most blustery day of our week. So folks, bundle up a bit as you head out the door. It is chilly this morning, but a nice, just below average temperature-wise Monday is ahead.
Firefighters across the Tri-Cities came together for a burn operation to get prepared for wildland fire season, which is coming up. Academy recruits all the way up to seasoned firefighters who are working the lines, taking down 36 acres of sagebrush and weeds. Cap KVU's Riley Fitzgerald joins us live from Richland. And Riley, you even got to handle a few of their tools, right?
Yes, Jill, good morning. I got to try out the Pulowski, which is a tool that's used in to break up lines between where a fire has burned and where a fire has not burned quite yet to make sure the fire cannot spread any further. So firefighters are not often on a scene before a fire actually starts. So, or crossing their fingers to make sure a fire actually burns. We're taking a look right now at the progress that crews made. Intentionally burning this area was the goal to prevent it from happening while crews aren't there. These are great events for firefighters where they're invited to clear out potential hazards before the fire actually starts. It also gave great experience to those recruits who haven't had the chance to get out on a wildfire yet. Ben Shearer with the Pasco Fire Department says they were taking the training from the classroom to the wildlands.
How to scrape the ground, how to pull the weeds out of the ground, clear that fuel away from the fire, and able to control the fire. In a wildland fire, it's usually a little bit different than a structure fire. We're not usually trying to put the fire out as much as we're trying to clear the area in front of it and let it put itself out as much as possible, or burn out areas in order to remove that fuel.
It was a big day of training for Pasco Fire, Richland Fire, and Benton County Fire Districts 1 and 4. In just about 15 minutes, we hear from one of those recruits who was on a wildland fire for the very first time and how this experience was different than he thought it would be. Live in Richland with Good Morning Northwest, I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Riley. When we come back, a group of builders in Washington are working to provide access for people in wheelchairs with their annual Rampathon.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest air quality specialist. We offer filtration products for all your commercial, industrial, and manufacturing needs. From cooling towers to industrial dust collection systems, commercial buildings, schools, hospitals, or manufacturing facilities, we have you covered. Call today and schedule your free facility site evaluation. We'll send a certified air filter specialist to your site to evaluate your filter requirements. Call or click today. Pure Filtration Products.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the heat and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
What do you do when your employee gets hurt on the job? Here's a story about Jay. He got hurt at work and couldn't perform his normal duties. That's rough, but there's good news. You see, Jay works for TISA, and TISA wants to do right by her employee. She knows all about L&I's Stay at Work program, so TISA gets to keep a valuable employee like Jay on the payroll doing a light-duty job while he heals. And TISA gets reimbursed half of Jay's wages, up to $10,000. Now, that's what we call a win-win. Learn more at lni.wa.gov/stay at work.
Welcome to the Village Bistro. We're happy you're here. I wanted to share with you some of the things we have on our menu. One of my favorite things is our lemon ricotta pancakes, topped with blueberries and powdered sugar and butter, and oh my, they are so delicious. You gotta try our 4-cheese mac and cheese, our burgers. Some say they're the best in town. We love to get to know each customer that comes in, and we want you to feel like family when you're with us.
Fred's received a truckload of Electrolux laundry sets just in time for the Memorial Day sale.
Love your favorite clothes longer with Electrolux Care technology. Electrolux washers have the most effective stain reducing on the market.
The Electrolux dryer eliminates temperature spikes, making it that much easier on your laundry.
Let the experts at Fred show you why Electrolux laundry sets are consistently top rated. Remember to ask about rebates.
Don't miss Fred's Memorial Day sale.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Skin cancer prevention and screening available at Prosser Memorial Health.
All right, folks, let's head closer to home and hope you're having a great morning so far. Look at all this sunshine. Beautiful, but a bit of a chilly morning for this time of year. So as we move along, we look at, again, chilly highs for Ellensburg. 65 today. My goodness, maybe a little bit more cloud coverage in Ellensburg than any of our other areas. Mid to lower 70s for the lovely Yakima Valley. Over in the mid-Columbia, we're pretty much mired right there in the mid-70s. And in the Blue Mountain region, we do have a couple of upper 60s to around 70-degree temperatures. We're all going to slowly warm up towards our weekend to the mid to upper 80s. So warmer conditions are on the way this week. But a beautiful Monday, just a bit chilly, is ahead.
Well, a group of builders here in the state of Washington are making life easier for hundreds of people who use wheelchairs. And that includes one 8-year-old boy. Brady Wakayama reports.
Yes! A big step. Yes! That will make a big difference.
How do you feel about the ramp?
I'm excited.
Oh, good.
8-year-old Frankie Avila Mooney and his family are getting the missing piece to their house that will give Frankie the freedom he needs.
Getting in and out of the house with those 2 steps was becoming, as he gets bigger, it was just becoming dangerous for them and his community, the people that support him. So it's going to improve, you know, all of that access and mobility for him and the people who care for him. Were these boots made for walking? Are you unhooked?
That's Carrie, Frankie's mother. She says her son was born with a genetic condition called Mowat-Wilson syndrome, an intellectual disability that affects many parts of the body.
Good stepping! Has been through more in life than most of us adults have ever endured.
Despite the setbacks, Frankie's family describes him as strong, resilient, and feisty. Qualities that caught the eye of the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish counties.
They're an important part of the community, and we want to make this a place that they love living as well, and it's an honor to get to do this on behalf of their family.
For the last 30 years, MBACs have built almost 600 wheelchair access ramps for families across King and Snohomish County as part of its annual Rampathon.
Frankie, look at it!
Over the next few months, Frankie's new ramp will be one of 27 built.
The ramp is going to be so freeing.
It's beautiful!
So much easier to get in and out of the house.